Stupid fucking thing.
What is it? How about that? There we go.
There we go.
Right. Ignore that last 30 seconds. Let's start again. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure and adoration that I introduce to you Mr. Nathan Weanie. Hello, darling.
Hello, darling.
And how the ruddy hell are you?
I am spiffing, sir. How about yourself?
I'm not bad, dear boy. What is you have an amazing cup, I just saw.
Oh.
That suits you so well. That has got you written all over it.
Yeah.
Right, so we've got Dave Ham. Hello, Dave. How you doing, mate? Right. So for those of you who do not know the mighty Nathan Weanie, Nathan, please describe yourself to the adoring nation. Tell them a little bit about yourself, who you are, where you come from, what you are.
Ooh, I'm a human.
A big bushy human.
Yeah, no, I'm just a normal lad from currently living in London, hailing from Essex, from where we first met.
Indeedy.
And I've been a musician since a wee boy.
Aye.
Then coming through the stages of meeting yourself. And I've sort of gradually progressed from there to where I am today, which is I do session work and anything that's paid.
Good man. A man after my own heart.
Yeah.
It's nice when someone's honest about that and they're like, oh, I just do it for the love. And he's like, oh, shut up. No, you don't. You do it because you like money.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
How much is this going to be? And where do you need me and when?
Exactly. Don't get us wrong. We do it. It is fun as well sometimes, but money does help.
It does help pay the bills.
So, we met. How old were you when we first met?
Well, I think we told people I was 17, but I was 15.
Yeah, because Nathan was in... It was Remorse, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, so Nathan joined the band Remorse, which was one of my first covers bands I played in. And, so Nathan was 15 at the time, and obviously, being 15, wasn't really allowed in venues at that age, so... Because Nathan was about like 20 foot tall anyway and built like a grizzly bear, we passed him off as 17. And so you jumped on board, started playing rock covers with us and everything.
Indeed.
Now, how long had you been playing at that point? Because I mean, I am going to be blowing smoke up your ass quite a lot, so you may want to pass some of that back out at some point, or you'll fill up. But 15. So how long had you been playing? Because you were already a phenomenal bass player back then.
So I've been playing music since I was old enough to hold a flute. So that's what I started with.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was a flautist.
Woohoo! Check you.
So I was really young, and coming from a musical family, it was encouraged, quite healthily to get me playing as soon as possible.
Right.
I think it was between the ages of 5 and 6 was me playing music, and I played my first gig with my granddad when I was about 8.
Wow. Was that and that was on flute?
No, that was bass.
Oh, sorry.
I'd been playing flute through school and learning all the grades and all about music up until I'm going to say maybe 11. That I was playing mainly flute, but because my dad was a musician as well, he was teaching me bass and guitar along the side.
Hello, Alistair.
Yeah. And I was playing in an orchestra in my secondary school, and they needed a bass player. And they said, "Can you read music?" And I lied and said yes.
How did you blag that one?
I was like, yeah, of course I can. Because in my head, I look at the music, and if I relative put on the fretboard that equaled that, then it would be fine. And that's how I got around it. And I blagged it.
And that worked?
And it worked, yeah.
Oh, well done, sir.
And that's how I started playing bass. I didn't play flute ever since that point.
Have you tried playing flute at all recently?
I'm shocking.
Really?
Yeah, terrible. I've still got the flute in my house.
Yeah, just can't blow for shit, mate. Not anymore.
No. And I remember my sister hitting me around the head with the flute, so there's like a big dent in it.
Oh. A weenie shaped dent.
Exactly, yeah, just a head shaped dent.
So, what was it like? Because your dad's a musician.
Yeah.
And your dad's been playing for years, hasn't he? He was. So, yeah. What did your dad get up to music wise? Did he tour and things like that? I can't remember.
Yeah, the whole family's music. My dad's side and my mum's side.
Mm.
But my dad's side, his dad used to own a hotel on an island in West Scotland.
Oh, cool.
And it was the only hotel on the island, and it had a massive ballroom. So from when he was really young, he used to play on stage in the ballroom.
Wow.
So that's what he did growing up. And then he went and played in the Royal Caribbean on the cruise ships.
Oh, fantastic.
So he did that for a while. And he also played in other bands like Dallas Girls and things like that, and toured Scotland and UK.
Because he's also a really talented bass player as well, isn't he? He's one of these natural musicians who seems to have. They really annoy me. These musicians who seem to have like an underlying knowledge of every song that's ever been written, even if they've never really heard it. So you can go, do you sort of know this one? Like, yeah, I heard it once 50 years ago, coming from someone's car as it drove past. I reckon I can probably play it. And then you just watch and you're like, you're a bastard.
Yeah, he is a far superior bass player to me. But no, he is incredible. And he taught me a hell of a lot growing up through music and playing bass. But yeah, he was like my idol growing up. So
yeah.
All I wanted to do was to be like my dad and play bass. So that's what I did.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So from playing with us at age 15, where did you go then?
So Remorse and playing with you really taught me the beginnings of music, really.
Oh dear. Sorry about that.
Well, it didn't do me too badly. But it gave me a real bug for it as well. And from then I played in, I think it was a band called Passerai, which you also drummed in.
Yes.
Yeah.
How long did I... Oh, of course, that was with Jay and Stretch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. That completely slipped my mind. I've still got the recording somewhere.
Have you?
Yeah, we played a live show at the, what was the really good one? The Art Centre in Colchester, wasn't it?
I'll never forget the one of the songs started with
that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was a ridiculous band, that was.
That was ridiculous. But yeah, that sort of, because we not only played together, we were really close friends for a very long time. So I remember you got me into a band called Nile.
Oh God, yeah, it's that one album. It's the only album of theirs I own, but we just put it on and was like, holy shit.
Yes.
Just as it tears you a new arsehole.
And I was like, I want to do that. And I played in multiple bands, from that thing, sort of metal bands. I also started doing light session work with jazz players and stuff like that, just because weirdly, for some reason, metal and jazz are quite closely knit. Just because of the level of playing ability, I think.
Yeah, and also playing the kind of stuff you guys do, because we'll get onto the band. So probably one of your, would you say the Agonist is one of your most sort of extreme bands that you've been a part of?
Yeah.
But I suppose when you're playing extreme sort of odd time change metal and everything, obviously that and jazz and all your weird accenting and polyrhythms and all that kind of thing, that all goes sort of hand in hand, doesn't it, I suppose?
Yeah, it does, yeah. I've always had this philosophy about anything I've done in life, that if you surround yourself with people better than yourself, you'll naturally progress.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? So that's kind of how I've learned music, just by hanging about with people that are amazing.
So you learned nothing in Recovered while we were there. You move on to better quality musicians.
But no, I mean, there's a hot
Remorse. Sorry, recovers my current. Begins with an R.
But no, being that young and learning that many songs, and it really taught me because I played in covers bands as well, and I've never been that great at it, just because my memory, for whatever reason, is terrible. It always has been.
Youthful indiscretion, I think we'll probably say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it taught me to respect music. I think that more than anything at that age, it taught me how to respect it.
So if we go on to, so how long was it, sort of, whenabouts did you join the band The Agonist?
Quite a while ago. I was in my early 20s.
How old are you now?
34 next week.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's so weird considering I've known you from when you were 15.
I know, we've known each other just shy of 20 years.
My God. That's just crazy talk.
So yeah, I was in Agonist for quite a number of years. And before that, when I stopped being in Pastorai and bands like that, heavy metal bands, I just sort of did light session work, like deafing for people quite a lot. And that really, really helped. When you're put in a position where you've got to learn 30 songs in 24 hours.
I remember actually chatting to you one day. I think I was just rung you up to have a chat or something, and you were telling me that you reeled off what you had to learn and what space of time you had to learn in. I was just like, how do you do this? We've got another friend of ours, a guy called Jack Daubney, and he's the same. He's done he goes a lot over to, he was in China actually when the whole COVID thing kicked off. And he was like playing in the hotels over there. He's done the cruise ships and things like that. And he says he just gets a massive, great list of hundreds of songs, and you get like a week or two to learn them in. I'm like, how do you even go? What's the mental process of actually being able to get that kind of information into your head? How do you do it?
I use a way my dad taught me was just by listening to the music and give yourself cues from the music. And I learn everything by pattern.
Yeah.
Pattern and cues. That's how I see it. When I've got to learn something quickly, I'll almost pattern, because a lot of pop songs as well are mainly verse, chorus, middle eight, verse, chorus. So all I do is pattern it, and then I'll just improvise. With the music that I already know. So I'll listen to the music, and I'll actually spend more time listening to the music than I do rehearsing it.
Yeah.
Because once I understand the music and how it's meant to feel, then I can improvise around the patterns that I recognise.
And do your sort of fingers and mind know to roughly replicate it well enough just by sort of going, I know it goes roughly like this, and then you just let your fingers and brain take over?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, cool. I wish I had that ability. I'm absolutely shocking at learning tunes. Really bad. Trying to learn like vocal melodies and things like that. Unless it's a song that I've listened to a lot and can just sing along with, being given something new, it takes me ages. Or having to if I can gig the song at least once, after that, then it tends to set in.
Yeah.
But up until that point, it's just absolute verbal diarrhea coming out. Not being able to retain any kind of information.
No, absolutely.
So let's talk a bit about The Agonist.
Yeah, so Agonist is probably a technical death metal band.
I would probably describe it as Devon Townsend. It was a very strapping young lad, wasn't it? For those of, how do we describe strapping young lad to people who've never heard them?
Like a diarrhea of metal.
Yeah.
Sound coming at you like projectile diarrhea.
Plus, if that diarrhea was laced with acid that just flew into your mouth, and then basically your acid trip was demons trying to fist you up your nose, and it was just there was sort of no holes barred, is there?
Yeah, there's no limitations.
Yeah.
What it can and can't be, and it's very intense.
Yeah, it's just like a wall of sounds just ripping your face off and making your ins fall out your bum hole, that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, Agonist is, you know, I've got so many fond memories of being an Agonist. But I think purely having the pleasure of being, playing music with people like Zach and Lewis and, Reg.
Yeah.
All absolutely insanely talented musicians, and artists. Lulu's, I guess he's just an absolute mastermind of music.
Yeah, he's in a league of his own, isn't he?
He is, yeah. And being around people like that, it made me a better player, without a shadow of a doubt. And I guess no riff was played twice.
No.
I know every song was 7 minutes long, and at the fastest possible pace you could ever play. So it was never really played perfectly. It was kind of, look what they tried to attempt.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think that's the nature of that kind of music, though, isn't it? I think without that kind of rushed sort of just barely holding it together and everyone's like, fuck, shit, that's what gives it that real push and edge to it. Otherwise, if everyone was just like, oh yeah, that's just piss, really. It just wouldn't be as brutal, would it?
No, and Agnes is all about pushing boundaries, not just within music, but in our livelihoods as well, I think. But yeah, playing gigs and touring and playing with Agnes was the most fun ever. It was amazing, and I don't regret any of it.
So how many albums did they release? Were there actual proper releases? Were you guys signed at all, or?
Yeah, they were. Eulogy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did release albums and music videos.
Oh, I remember. Okay, what was the name of the music video that was released?
Centennial.
Say that again?
Centennial. Yeah, that was the crazy one where I ended up getting naked at the end, pretty much.
Yeah, if you get a chance, look up The Agonist, Centennial. You'll know you've got the right video. Trust me.
You will.
Is that the one with the bulging eyes?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that was absolutely... Considering, sort of, at that time, you weren't signed at that time, were you?
No.
So you guys were on, for sort of a local band level, you guys were way, way above what everyone else was doing at that time.
Yeah.
Definitely, like quality of musicianship, songwriting, just the level of everything. You guys were far superior to what was going around at the time. So it's sort of a travesty, really, that it didn't go any further than it did.
Yeah, I think that we all moved on as musicians. I think it was only a certain level of time you could keep up that type of lifestyle that came with it. But yeah, no, I don't think it would happen again either. I think that it's time it's done. Well, as far as I know. But...
Is the stuff available? The Agonist stuff?
Yeah, it's on Spotify. And...
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's all on there.
Oh, excellent. I have to, because there is another Agonist band, isn't there?
There's a Canadian one with a female vocalist, yeah.
Right, okay.
They're spelt with an I, but the UK version was spelt with a Y.
That's it.
A-G-Y-S-T, yeah.
Right. So remember that, everyone, and go check them out. It is amazing. I'm going to have to re-listen to that now. Relive the glory days.
I listened to Bad Old Days not that long ago. And I listened to it and went, wow, yeah, how the fuck did I ever play that?
I've had the same thing. Do you remember the band I used to be in, Brain Choke?
Oh, I love it.
So Brain Choke were kind of a death metal grindcore band, and it was all sort of like your fast blast beat double bass drum stuff.
Yeah.
I tried while I had some time off. I tried playing along to it a little while ago. I think I got like halfway through one song, was like, screw this isn't working anymore.
Yeah.
Got old and shit and slack.
It was, I mean, the one thing I remember at Brain Choke was probably where the music stopped and there was a ukulele randomly, is that right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, Yeah, bang 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 bang. Yeah, but that's again, it's like the Agonist, isn't it? When you can just put in little quirky things like that. Actually, that reminds me of a story, and we'll see if the Agonist have got any moments. When we were recording that Brain Choke song, there was one bit in the middle of a song. Again, it was a little breakdown like that. But all we did, we all sat around just a single microphone with an out of tune banjo and just a couple of guitars and did this kind of like little bang down 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 down. We made it sound as like really old timey and crap as anything, and that was my favourite thing on the album. Forget the rest of the album. If I just had that bit, that to me was the best. So did you have anything on sort of the Agonist album, just like silly little parts that you were just like, this is what it's all about?
If you listen to the Bad Old Days, there's loads of like tidbit clips.
All right.
So the start of one of the songs is about pretends it's on like a Radio 6 music, and it's really funny. You should listen to it.
Okay, I'll have to listen to that.
We did some things live as well, because it was more about the show live as well. Because Lulu was like a comedian as well as a musician.
He's an amazing frontman.
He is, yeah. And he was just hilarious. And I remember us being at David's house one time, and we were all learning how to do like the start of the films, like the old style Warner Brothers films, whatever it was. The start of The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
To do live, which was really odd. And then I remember we were partying once, and I think Lulu said, "Oh, we should all play 'Have You Got News for You' theme tune."
Oh yes.
And we learned that and then played it at the garage, I think.
But what was the one you always used to put in the middle of? It was a Stevie Wonder.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Was it Sajuk?
It was, yeah.
That was absolutely brilliant when you just get like grindcore and then just straight back in again.
Straight to 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, no, that was one of the best things about the Agonist. It was just comedy and supreme musicianship and just raw balls out metal. That's what we like.
It was, yeah. It was great fun.
So why was it? What made you? Because we were chatting about this earlier, and you said sort of after the Agonist, you took a bit of a break from music.
Yeah, I was living in Norwich. I think life had just taken its toll on me a bit. And I then went and played with Joe and Tim Carley. Don't know if you know them.
Oh, is this the sort of was it sort of a rockabilly folk type?
Yeah, it was like voodoo folk music.
Oh wow!
Like mixed with a bit of reggae, which was quite strange.
What was the name of the band? It slipped my mind.
Joe Carl and the Old Dry Skulls.
That's it. Yeah.
And I knew Tim from being an Agonist, and Tim was in a band called The Rotted,
which was originally Gore Rotted, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And he asked me if I could play double bass. And I hadn't played double bass for a long time, but they said, well, we're going to do this folk project, and do you want to be a part of it? I said, yeah, why the hell not? But I'd already sort of kind of made up my mind before, when I left Agonist, I needed a break.
Yeah.
I didn't really realise how much Joe Carl and Old Dry Skulls would take off, how quickly it would take off.
Yeah, it suddenly, from not hearing anything about it, all of a sudden it was just all over the place, wasn't it?
Yeah, it took off really quickly, and before we knew it, we were playing major folk festivals across the UK. I was like, wow, I'm playing 3-4 times a week again. I'm knackered. And I got carpal tunnel from playing double bass.
Oh no!
It wasn't serious, but I sort of overplayed it, I suppose, at the time, just to be able to take some time off. I love Joe and Tim greatly, but I think I just needed that time. And I thought that it would be the best thing for me to take that time off. And it was the worst thing I ever did.
Do you want to talk about how it affected you? This is a good learning lesson, everybody, for people who sometimes think that getting out of one of the things you love for a break is a good idea. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not.
No. So I was quite thin, fit, and healthy. I'd lost a lot of weight, got really fit, and I was training a lot, doing stuff like that. And I stopped music, so I was like, right, I need to I need some time off. I was just exhausted from playing all the time. And in my head, I'd sort of take maybe a year, maybe 2 years, I think, just to chill out. And obviously, I wanted to move to London with my missus, and I wanted to do all that. So I just needed a bit of time.
Yeah.
And very quickly, downward spiraled, and just became reclusive. Just didn't see my family. Didn't speak to my mum or dad. I didn't see them for nearly 13, 14 months.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was really bad. And I still, to this day, haven't seen some of my cousins. That's how bad it got.
So what was it that actually made you feel like that, made you reclusive? Was it, what was sort of the trigger for that?
I don't know. I don't know what it was. It was just that I'd stopped playing music. I felt like a failure. I didn't want my family to see me. I'd started getting bigger as well. And I just couldn't face anyone.
Because you had lost a hell of a lot. I mean, ever since I've known you, this is the thing, I never got to see you, because ever since I've known you, since you were 15, you've always been a big lad. And I've always described you as like the ultimate like cuddly honey monster.
Yeah.
Just come up, just get enveloped in you. It's just like the best feeling ever in the world. You feel all safe and secure in your arms.
Yeah, I don't know. I decided to sort myself out, and I worked really hard at it.
It was incredible. How much weight did you shed?
I think it was 17 stone or something. No. Crazy.
That is that is more than I weigh. I weigh 11. So that's me and a half you managed to lose. Yeah, I
did, yeah.
How long did that take?
Just over a year.
That's so impressive.
I turned veggie pretty much. That's how I did it.
Yeah.
I stopped eating meat, and that's, I drank water religiously. What I'd done is I stuck to a route. I got myself in a really healthy routine where, I'd make, because I obviously have an eating disorder where I eat too much. That's how you get fat.
Well, some of it is probably genetic as well. I mean, you've been big for a long time, so it's obviously part of your anatomy and structure.
Yeah, I've got a really slow metabolism, which doesn't help. But what was really interesting is that when I got light, when I was, down to 14, 13 stone, my metabolism was crazy. It completely flipped on itself.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's quite weird.
So what, you could sort of eat a lot more and you would...
I could eat what I want, basically. But as soon as I became reclusive and stopped going out and stayed indoors, obviously I wasn't moving or going to the gym or doing anything like that. So
yeah, so you
pulled back on again.
Jesus.
And that, it took a lot for me to get back into playing music, because I just struggled to face people. For some reason, I could face people that I wouldn't know, and be perfectly normal. But as soon as it was, I'd bump into someone that I knew, or I lost a friend through it as well, really, because I just couldn't face seeing people. It was just really odd.
Do you think that was more to do with the weight thing than the actual music thing? Sort of feeling that you'd put all this effort in and now...
A bit of both, really. I just felt like a complete failure. I wasn't playing music. I sort of lost my identity, I think.
Yeah.
More than anything.
And how long were you out for? Was it several years?
No, 2 and a bit years. Maybe 2, maybe 3 years. About 2.5 years. Yeah.
So what got you back into it?
I was living in London with Katie. We were going through a really hard time financially, and we lived in a flat above a shop in East London. We had problems with gangs, and I was threatened with a knife. It was proper mental. And
that was a bad judgment on his part.
Well, I shit myself.
Yeah. Well, we'll tell the Robbie Williams story in a minute.
And then, it was just a really bad time, and I had recognised that music was, the one thing that I needed more than anything in the world. and I just made a decision that I was going to play music. And I put something up on my Instagram where I was playing with my double bass, like getting it back up and ready.
Yeah.
And then a week later, I got a phone call from a guy called Harry Payne.
Oh, yeah.
Who said, "You're that double bass player I met New Year's Eve 3 years ago."
Wow, that's a good memory.
You want to come and play bass for me? And then I've been playing double bass for Harry now for quite a few years.
So what kind of stuff, because I haven't actually heard the Harry Payne stuff, so can you describe to me sort of what kind of music it is?
Yeah, it's folk music folk music at its finest. It's acoustic music, a bit, if you like John Martin, it's sort of similar down that way, really.
I shall listen to your stuff. I shall educate myself.
Yeah, so it's just me and him. And the recent tour we just did was supporting a band called Marillion.
You supported Marillion?
Yeah, we did the UK tour this year and did 2 nights at the Royal Albert Hall.
I heard a lot of his fans were asking. It was quite interesting to hear, actually, because it's Fish, isn't it, from Marillion?
Yeah, so he's not in Marillion anymore.
Oh, he's not?
No, it's not. No, it's Steve Hogarth is another singer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise that. How was that a recent thing, or has this been quite a while?
Yeah, years and years.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. So yeah, that was incredible. And me and Harry have been playing since, really. It sort of went really well, and he's got a really big presence online, especially Spotify. And he's got millions of Spotify hits, that sort of stuff. And it was really his live side of things that he needed to get generating.
Yeah.
So yeah, me and him went out and did that, and we ended up playing. We did a full UK leg of a Marillion tour.
Wow. Was that sort of festivals and big shows?
It was big shows, but it was more. I've got the list here. Yeah, Liverpool Philharmonic, Nottingham Royal Concert Hall, Manchester Bridgewater Hall, Birmingham Symphony Hall, Portsmouth Guildhall, Arthur Forum, Oxford Theatre, Glasgow Royal Concert Hall.
Oh, wow.
Gateshead the Sage, Cliff Pavilion, Cardiff St David's Hall, and then 2 nights at the Albert Hall.
Doesn't get better than that, really, does it?
No, it was a good tour. It was a good tour. We got rather hammered as well. It was good fun. But yeah, no. So that was, that's what I've been doing, really. So I've sort of gone through a whole weird transition from jazz, metal, extreme music, well, from covers, then to that, then to folk music, like voodoo music, then to what I do now. And I also do session work for other folk artists now as well. That's what I do.
So do you, because has folk been a sort of music that you've been into for a long time, or is it just through the experience of playing the stuff that you've come to love it?
It was really weird. No, I've not been into folk at all, really. I didn't really understand it, I guess. I hadn't really been in it. But when I started playing with Joe and Tim, you know what we look like. We're heavily tattooed, and we didn't really belong, at the Cambridge folk festivals and places like that. So we stood out quite a lot. But I gained a lot of respect for the musicians that I saw just on their playing ability.
Yeah,
just insane, and the endurance they had to play for a long time. They wouldn't play a 45-minute set. They would start playing at 6 o'clock in the afternoon and finish at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Holy shit!
Just non-stop playing, and just had repertoire after repertoire, and all these songs just keep going. So I sort of found a whole new respect and love. And I haven't really played a gig on, apart from that show that I played with you. I haven't played normal bass since I left Agonist.
Oh, right. Do you miss playing normal bass, or?
Yeah, really, heavily. I miss playing it, which is why I'm writing my own album at the moment, to sort of get back into it and get back into the heavier side of things.
And what kind of? You did tell me. My memory is absolutely shocking at the moment due to lack of sleep. But what kind of stuff were you writing then? Because you said you're playing guitar and you're playing bass on this.
Yeah, so I'm going to write a self-titled album, just with my last name, Weanie, and it's going to be a Clutch-esque but heavier.
That was
it's going to have keys and harmonicas, and I'll be getting session players in to play sax. And
so if you're listening out there, where is it? Oh yeah, you're there. Hang on. Get on it. The man needs some decent musicians.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's like anything. If you're making fine cooking, you need the best ingredients.
This is very true. And you are the master chef of the equation.
Well, I wouldn't let me go that far. But yeah.
Right. So I want to talk. There's a few things, and then we're going to get you to do some playing as well.
Go on then.
You are notorious for having some hilarious stories from your growing up and doing various things. Because for some reason, being the big lad you are, you're as soft as snow, but you are as strong as bull. You are.
Not so much anymore, but yeah, when I was younger.
But there's a few stories of where people have tried picking on you and everything, thinking you'd be an easy target, and then they've regretted it in various different ways. And one of the stories that always cracked me up was I think it was Robbie Williams at V Festival or something like that you went to see? Or was it a Reading? Somebody started on you. You were there.
Yeah.
I love this story. Oh, Leanne just said Facebook comments don't seem to be coming through, by the way. Not sure if this will appear. Yeah, we had Dave's one was coming through. Hang on, let me just have a quick check. And just see. Oh, yeah, one of the things has dropped out for some reason. Hang on. Let me see if I can find out why. Just give me 1 second. Bear with us, folks. Let's have a look at our little streaming doodah. Right, it says everything's online. It's all recognising. I'm not sure why that's not coming through. Let me reload it. I'll reload the chat and we'll see what happens. Let me bring that back up. Hopefully it'll reconnect. Yes, it's registering. Yeah, it's not registering that chat down here for some reason. Not quite sure how we can sort that. That's annoying. See, it's all this ruddy cocking technology. That's what it is. Oh, bless. Leanne just said, great interview, much respect for the honesty. That's one of the things I love about Nathan. You're just straight to the line.
Yeah.
Just a very, very lovely, lovely, lovely human being. Tell you what we'll do, I'm going to stop the stream just very quickly and restart it, and we'll hopefully that'll sort the chat out. Okay. Hopefully we are back. So let us know if we're back, everyone. We appear to be coming through. We appear to be working. There we go. Right, now hopefully that has just reconnected. So if anyone on Facebook can just send us a message, let us know if it's coming through okay. It's now registering that basically in the bottom corner here, we have all the different connections for the different platforms, and it's now registering 4 out of 4. So hopefully that should mean we are going to get the chat through. So please let us know. So yes, your Robbie Williams story, if you'd be so kind.
I don't remember exactly what happened.
I think you might have been there with your family and somebody... Hello, Dave. Yep, that's coming through.
Is there someone doing a blanket, if I remember?
I remember you being in the crowd, and I think you were watching Robbie Williams or something like that, and somebody started on you or your sister, your family.
I was an absolute head case when I was younger. Absolute lunatic. But yeah, there are many stories like that.
I think this one was, he started on your family and you ended up hitting him so hard he flew across the arena floor and into the wall.
Oh yeah, because my dad had disappeared. Yeah, I do remember this. This was at a Robbie Williams concert that myself. Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, fuck. My dad had went to get some drinks. I can't remember what the argument was, but I think it was over a blanket.
That sounds familiar.
Or something over a blankie, like a tartan blanket. And I'd been drinking all day, and I was a bit of a head case. And yeah, I did hit him. He said something really, probably something to do with my weight or something. That's probably why I hit him. But yeah, there's been things like that all through my life. Luckily, I'm a lot calmer these days. But yeah, I have been quite a stupid boy when I was younger, to say the least.
I'll just call it adventurous.
Yeah. I think it was more, if I'm being brutally honest, I think when I was like that and angry, I think I was more angry with myself than anyone else, just because I was quite sensitive. Always have been really sensitive. So it's about that facade of looking hard, and that's probably why I've got so many tattoos. It's just a
Yeah, but I think surely there's a limit where I know people say violence doesn't solve everything, but if someone's being a rude asshole, a nice clout kind of gets the job done.
Well, my dad.
God, yeah. I remember, because Alistair, for those of you who don't know him, a lovely man, very talented musician, and a very fiery Scotsman. And I think he was telling us a story, and this was brilliant. Because I played with Nathan's dad and his band. I think it was for your dad's 40th birthday or something like that.
That's right, yeah.
And we all played a gig, and his keyboardist was telling me stories about when they used to be on tour and things like that. And his dad, at one gig, the keyboardist had got into an argument with the promoter, and I think he was not wanting to pay them or something along those lines. And your keyboardist said that he was standing there with the promoter in front of him, and all of a sudden your dad's fist came flying over the keyboardist's head, just clouted the promoter and just sent him flying. So there's obviously something in the family.
Yes, yeah, he's definitely taught me to look after myself, that's for sure. But yeah, it's not. It's definitely been. I'm just remembering things. Oh man, yeah. There's been some hilarious family moments because all my family are fiery, to say the least, and we're not afraid to say what we think or feel.
No.
But yeah, there's definitely been some moments.
So what about some playing? I know you have an acoustic bass down next to you. Yeah,
probably horribly out of tune.
It's all right. Hello there.
Hello. Can you hear that all right?
We do.
Cool.
Right. So what I usually like to do is get people to play some of their sort of like their favourite licks, so tasty licks. I'm going to have to do a segment called Tasty Licks. Just some of your things that you really enjoy playing, some of the things that make your playing your own. Little Nathan Weenie trademarks.
Yeah, well, there's been, I guess, going through the years of being in metal bands, one of the most distinct. I saw that you spoke to Nick recently.
Yes, Mr. Johnson.
What an absolute fine bass player that man is.
Oh yeah, he's as solid as hell, isn't he? He's a proper beast.
He's like a machine.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a tech. I mean, I don't use picks.
No, you never have you?
I haven't. No, it's only because my hands are huge, and picks look ridiculous in my hands.
Look like the tiniest cheese slices in the world.
That's it, yeah. So especially playing in bands like Agonist and things like that, I had to develop ways of gaining speed.
Do you want to tip your Can you tip your camera down a little bit slightly so we can see a bit more of your?
Is that all right?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
Hello.
So yeah, I had to develop ways of getting quicker and quicker. It wasn't always without a pick. It's hard to get clarity.
Yeah.
So when you first learn to play bass, it's quite easy just to play with the one finger. But when you need that quickness and clarity without a pick. Sort of develop like a I don't know how to explain it, but a way of playing multiple ghost notes and real notes. That makes sense.
Okay, let's have a look.
So it's like you can see that.
Yep.
And then you got like your triplets, your quads, and your stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you need to be able to not also play quickly with your right, but also with your left hand as well. So you sort of go from like the. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's about developing it over time together. So you get like the. But what all that is all you're doing is playing a triplet, but then coming on a ghost on the top.
Okay.
So you're using your nail as a dampener and a ghost note.
Can you show us slowly? I'm interested.
So you're playing like a.
Oh, so you're going back and forth.
Yeah. And what you do is if you want to get the clarity as you do with the pick, when you're going back up, it's that bit of skin just there. If you play normally like that, you just need to go to the side a little bit.
Right.
And then you can use all four as well.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? You can do, and then especially with metal, it goes. If you're playing technical metal as well, as your time signatures are all over the place. So you develop ways of, you know what I mean?
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
And I'm quite a heavy hitter as well.
Yeah.
I've never been one to sort of play as lightly as I possibly can. I destroy instruments. It's probably why double bass is better for me.
Oh, we just had a comment from Kit Thompson, who actually played with you at the birthday bash. He was the guitarist on the other side of the stage from you.
Yes, and he's married to
Leanne. Yep, the singer.
Beautiful human. Yeah.
He's just said, Nathan, as you know from meeting me, I'm a big lad too. I totally relate about the weight struggle and admire your honesty and strength and even talking about this. Fair play to you, dude. Gentle giant, one hell of a bass player. Was honoured to share the stage with you. Literally not worthy. Much respect, bro, and see your friendly face and learn about your awesome musical history. Bravo.
Oh, cheers, dude.
Oh.
All the loves and stuffs.
Feel him popping in. Ah.
You feel it popping in all the love.
By the way, just want to thank Ken and Mike Allen Pugh for liking the stream. Thank you very much, guys. So yeah, so the speed, that's a very John Entwistle thing, isn't it? The playing and flicking back.
Yeah, so, and then over time, to get even quicker, you have to, for some reason, my strength is a lot in this finger.
Is that the ring finger?
Yeah.
That's the power of engagement, mate. That's what that is.
So yeah, I find it, I use that, especially when doing triplets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I play so hard. I don't play at the bridge for clarity. I play with power for clarity.
Yeah.
And that's how I do it.
And we've just had Chris Chittix come in. Hi, guys. Sorry, late on parade again. That's all right, Chris. Nice to have you with us. Chris was the guy I interviewed a few weeks ago.
Oh, cool.
So he had a story that we didn't get to talk about, which involved being chased by, I think it was bandits and dogs and a drive to Istanbul. So we'll have to, we need to get him back on the show just so we can talk about that one. So we've got the speed. What else is a Nathan Weenie trait?
I used to do a slap technique, but I did a lot in agonist as well. To be able to sweep as well. You know how guitars sweep?
Ooh, this sounds very interesting.
I'm not sure how well I can do it on an acoustic bass, but I'll give you like the elements of it.
Yeah, sure.
So to get the same gallop and the same speed on a slap, it's like a. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how you can sweep on a bass. If you go. It's hard to do on. But yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
And that's how you can keep along, especially with bands like Agonist or technical bands. When you're sweeping, when your guitar is sweeping, just because you won't be able to do it with your fingers.
Yeah.
Because of the sweep technique with the pick, but you can do it if you slap. You can slap your way through.
So we just had was it Fiolis 22255? Hello, dude. And T Francis say yo. How do chaps or chapesses, whichever way you are leaning towards. Nice to have you with us.
Have you with us,
mate? So regarding it, with these techniques, chaps. Hello, gents. Were these techniques that you researched and were taught, or was this just your own sort of interpretations of how to try and cope with this type of music?
It was just ways that I developed how to cope with this, because Agnes was so quick.
Yeah.
It was ways that I developed how to. I mean, I sort of developed those techniques before Agnes, because I played in metal bands before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all self-taught and finding ways, like pinch harmonics. You can do them on basses. You can do them two ways, like by pinching that, or you can slap pinch them. Like you can't really hear it on a
no.
Only just.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can pinch harmonic whilst you're slapping as well.
Someone's just asked, play Teddy Picker. Does that mean anything to you?
Teddy Picker?
Yeah.
No idea.
Unless they mean Teddy Bear's Picnic.
Teddy Bear's Picnic?
Yeah. You go down to the woods today.
But yeah, they're just sort of techniques that I developed over time.
Are you much of a slap bass player yourself, just like general slap?
Yeah, I can. I do lean towards more of the funk element of bass because I'm quite percussive.
Yeah.
So, especially with upright bass as well, it's a really percussive instrument. So,
your upright bass isn't to hand, is it?
It is, yeah.
Ooh.
Betty.
Yeah, Betty.
Yeah.
Do you want to go and get Betty out and show
Betty.
us? Bam, lamb.
Hold on.
That's all right. Okay, I'm looking forward to this. So, for those of you who've just joined us, our lovely friend Mr. Nathan Weenie here has just told us about his music history, the time where he took a little break from music to realise it wasn't the best idea, because music is such a big passion in his life that without that, it sort of caused him to spiral down, but he got back into the music again. Right, we're going to have to move this around. Ah, there he is. Hello.
Can you see that all right?
I can. Oh, that is sexy.
Yeah. This is Betty.
Hello, Betty. Hi, Betty.
Hi, Betty. Yeah, she's been everywhere with me. This is the bass that I tour with. And I recovered her out of a skip.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to move my face over to the other side of the screen. There we go. That's better. Then that's it. Stay where you are. Perfect. Yep. There we go. Oh, hang on. I've shrunk. Hang on. There I am. Right. There we go.
So yeah, this is Betty. I recovered out of a skip. She is my baby. I record with her. I tour with her. All the Harry Payne stuff that I'm on. When I played with Daisy Shoot and all those other jazz and folk artists that I played with upright, it's all with Betty.
So what are the technique differences between, was it much of an adjustment to go from a standard bass to an upright bass?
I was so naive.
Really?
It's so much different. One of the biggest things is just how hard it is, just physically.
Yeah.
So to get double bass isn't. So the main difference is when you go from a normal bass, from playing metal and things like that, it's about speed, agility,
yeah,
and hitting things at the right time. Where double bass teaches you, it's about the longevity of the notes, clarity of the notes.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest difference, really. And the sound, because it's such a hollow and natural instrument, you have to almost project yourself through it.
Okay.
So it's like a. See what I mean?
It's such a good sound.
It is, yeah. It's like, and it's it's fretless as well, so it's guesswork. Pretty much.
Yeah, that's the bit I think I'd struggle with. I'd sit there and just be like, sort of, somewhere around here.
That's it. Especially with playing with Harry, it's not like being in a band with a drummer or anything like that as well. So
yeah,
when you're standing on stage,
you're really exposed, aren't you?
Yeah, and any fuck up and it is horrific. So, there's no getting around it, But yeah, no, Betty is, the main difference is in playing is, normally you would slap on a bass with your thumb.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to break your thumb with this. So you use your hand techniques.
Okay.
Instead, like if you want to do like a triplet slap.
Can you move your camera down just a tiny bit, just so we can see what's going on? Oh, that should do it, I think.
Is that all right? You said?
Yep.
So yeah, it's more about the hand technique, like the.
That's really cool.
You can slap, but it's a totally different technique.
Yeah.
I'm really beat the shit out of it.
So how long did it take you to learn those techniques? Because as you say, you're sort of very naive to when you first got it. Again, is this self-taught? Is this research? Is this lessons?
So it was about starting on the folk circuit with Tim and Joe, and just watching other players, and hearing and watching what they're doing and what they're getting out of the double bass. And I was like, holy shit, I've got a lot to learn. If you look at bands like the John Langham Band,
right,
bands like that, they are sensational double bass players, and I just sort of watched and figured it out.
Do you do do you like the sort of rockabilly style stuff as well?
But they're the real sort of, they're the real slapper stuff.
That's
Yeah, I can do all that. Yeah, but yeah, no, it's just good fun.
It looks and it suits you.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. You look like partners in crime, you two.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll put that down. Yeah, Betty. Oh.
Have a lay down, girl.
I'll lay down, Betsy. Oh, bless her heart. So yeah, that's me and Betty.
So when you found her in the skip, what sort of condition was she in?
Totally fucked. To be perfectly honest.
So how did you? I mean, because a lot of the time, if an instrument's been like badly treated or it's been dumped, then it's usually, especially if an acoustic instrument like that, the damage can just be terminal.
Yeah, it can be. I guess the only real original thing on it is the body.
Oh, so everything else has been replaced.
Pretty much. Yeah, this guy had it in a skip. Just as I needed to buy a double bass randomly in Norwich.
What are the chances?
I know. And I'd bought one of those electric ones, but it just wasn't the same.
Yeah.
And I gave this guy some money to take out his skip, and I took it to a professional who did it all up for me.
Oh, excellent. It's amazing what you can find in a skip, isn't it?
Yeah. And now she's been on the stage all over all.
Who'd have thought it? Oh, thank you, Rebecca, for liking the stream. Very, very kind of you. Dave Ham has just said, enjoyed this as always. Thanks to the big guy for being honest. Best wishes to you, mate. Oh, you got a fan club.
Oh, cheers, dude.
See, everyone loves the weenie.
Oh, cheers, guys.
Yeah. Oh, it's been great. So what do you prefer? Upright bass, if you had to choose. Okay, you're on a desert island, Nathan. You can only take one bass with you. Is it Betty or is it other bass?
I'd probably take my Warwick, yeah.
Yeah. You've had that one for years, haven't you?
Believe it or not, I don't own a bass.
Okay. Apart from Betty.
Apart from Betty, my double, I own Betty. But the other basses I have are shared between me and my dad.
Ah, that's handy.
So we do have basses between us.
Yeah. So your dad's like your guitar shop.
Yeah, and vice versa. When he needs them, He just comes, picks it up, and if I need one, I go pick it up from him.
Oh, perfect. A nice shared family instrument collection. That's what you want.
Yeah, I did buy him a ukulele once, and I thought it would shaft him. I thought it'd be the one instrument he couldn't play. He picked it up and sang about 30 songs on it. It really annoyed me.
Yeah, yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah,
you could just give your dad like a piece of you could give him an elastic band, and he'd sit there and go, "Oh yeah, I got a whole repertoire here." Ding 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 ding.
Exactly. Yeah, quite frustrating.
Thank you, Katie Dawes, for liking the stream as well, and Kevin Carpenter as well. Thank you very much, chaps and ladies, of course. But right, so I think we're starting to get towards the end of our little chat. It has been absolute treat because it's been so long since we've actually. Say you came to my birthday, which was phenomenal to see you. Yeah, and so it's been so long since we've actually been able to spend time with each other and see each other and hang out. So this has been a real treat for me. So,
no, thank you, man. It's been so good to see you, and hopefully I'll get better at seeing people and get out there a bit more.
It's the same for all of us at the moment. So I think we're all allowed a little bit of leeway when it comes to communication between people.
Exactly, yeah.
Lisa Horton's just said, "Miss you, Nathan. Great interview."
Oh, thanks, Lisa. I haven't said it for years either.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. There's your first port of call once you come out of lockdown.
Exactly. But yeah, no, it's been lovely, dude. I know we've through the years have played music together and done whatever, but always been one of my closest mates. So
indeed. I will drink to that, sir. Get your big boss out. Oh, you're just on the H2O now.
On the H2O.
So, when do you reckon your album will be completed?
I'm predicting probably early next year.
Yeah.
Just because it's going to take. I don't know how this lockdown's going to be.
Yeah.
I want it to be perfect before I release anything. So. And there's going to be a lot of financial implications, paying people to come and play on it and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure between us we know plenty of decent enough musicians who could, who are probably all bored shitless at the moment, who can really do getting their teeth into something.
That's it, yeah. If you're bored and want to play some music, give me a tinkle.
Indeed. And get in touch with him as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, darling. Well, as I say, it's been an absolute treat. So lovely to see you.
Love you, dude.
And all the best to you and your lovely lady, who is there in the background still, I presume?
She's there. She's not saying anything because she's too chicken shit. No, I love you, dude. Thank you so much.
All right, buddy. Well, from all of us and Nathan, take care, everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and we shall see you. I'm just going to make sure I actually get the right button here because I haven't set it up on the thing I was hoping to do. I'm clever like that. Right. Thanks very much, everyone. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Tatty bye.
Bye.